Well, I am so glad you've made it. I have to report no change whatsoever on the subject of geometric storms in our realm. They've been quite turbulent of late. It has caused the tween times in which we dwell to be erratic and off-kilter. Tween times, as you might remember, are dusk and dawn and first thing in the morning or midnight. Anyway, we spoke about them when we first met, all those moons ago. Well, it's meant that some fairies haven't wanted to levitate out of the realm at all. Luckily, I'm a bit more of an experienced fairy than them when it comes to levitation, so it hasn't really affected me. But it's caused all sorts of problems elsewhere, especially with spell making. One of the beautiful butterfly fairies managed to turn herself green the other day. It's most disconcerting. She was very upset. Well, I suppose it's not at all what you want when your beautiful yellow and orange wings have always been your crowning glory. It wasn't funny. You have to be kind. Dear. Anyway, thankfully she managed to turn herself back to her glorious colours with the help of one of the elders. But these are very strange times indeed. I do know that your realm is equally as challenging in many different ways. But know this, us elementals are always there to assist you, whether you believe in us or not. Although, as I said in the beginning, it is advisable that you do believe. Yes. So, if an unexpected toadstool or an unexpected toadstool ring suddenly appears in your garden, don't stamp on it. It's probably us coming to help. Right. Anyway, with that, I should probably get on with what Thimble's up to. Yes. All right, I'm hurrying. Goodness. Needed to catch my breath. These times are strange. The evening air was warm and there was a pink tinge to the beautiful skies above the Whispering Caves. Goodness, has it gone as far as there? Around a huge campfire, the elves sang songs about their ancestors. Some were sung in their old tongue. Thimble listened with interest and intrigue, as through the songs she learnt more and more about her friends. Thane and Zarkia told Thimble all they could remember about Blossom and the path that she may have taken. Even Sonica joined them for a while and brought the maps that he and Blossom had looked at and studied closely together before she'd left. Many believed that Blossom would have stayed in the beauty of the opulent opals, whilst others thought that it was in her nature to continue her search for a new life and happiness. Either way. Yes, as I said before, fairies are not solitary creatures and... Okay. Goodness me. Thimble would leave at first light the next day and hoped that she would be able to find Blossom and get back home within the first moon of Neptune's cycle. As day broke and the red-feathered cuckoos broke the silence through the night's mist, Thimble took one last look through her bag to check she had not forgotten anything. Twig had poked her head out so that she could have a good view of things, and the elves slowly gathered to say their goodbyes. Sonica had ordered that Thimble be given as much food and water as she could carry, and he had given her a new woolen coat to protect her through their cold and wet terrain. Good. One of the other elves had mended the dented shield Perry had given Thimble, which had been badly battered from being thrown about in the River Org. Goodness, yes. And Thimble was pleased to have it back by her side, even if it did have a few of the stones missing and replaced with shells. How sweet. Zarkia was first to hug Thimble farewell. I shall miss you watching me in the gardens, Thimble. I hope we shall meet again soon, my friend. And she handed Thimble a small curly shell which shone in the sun as it rose over their heads. "You will be able to hear the river organ in it if you put it up to your ear," said Zarkia, and placed it in Thimble's bag next to Twig. "Thank you," replied Thimble, holding back tears. How she wished she could stay longer. Slowly, one by one, the elves bade their goodbyes and showered Thimble with luck chants and wishes for her safe return. Thane waited until last. "Remember, it is only a parting. It is not forever," he said, taking Thimble by the hand. "I have never met anyone like you, Fairy Brave, and I shall keep you close in my thoughts," he continued as she looked into his eyes. Thimble could feel a tear rolling down her cheek, and not wanting Thane to see, she quickly turned away. But Thane had already seen her sadness. It's very sad. I know. Thimble reached in her bag and pulled out the book she had been carrying from home. "This has a little about my realm in it. I want you to keep it. And then perhaps on my return, you can bring it to my realm when you visit," she said, pushing the leather-bound book into Thane's hand, and he nodded to his little fairy friend with a smile. "Remember, Thimble, this life is an exciting journey, and not one to fear, especially when you are small." Slowly, Thimble walked back to the path that led along the River Org and out of the Whispering Caves. She felt the warmth of the coat from Sonica around her and put her hand in one of the pockets. As she did, she felt something and pulled out the blue flower bud Zarkia had given her the night before, which, to her surprise, had opened its petals, revealing a beautiful blue and yellow speckled flower. She turned one last time to wave at the elves and saw that only Thane was still standing there, waving. And for the first time ever, Thimble wished, with all her heart, that it was Thane waiting for her in her valley, and not Till. Goodness. Finally, the caves were out of sight and Thimble could concentrate on the journey ahead. But she felt different, almost braver, and her stride was filled with confidence and determination that the next realm would definitely lead her to Blossom. Well, let us hope so. Goodness knows where Blossom is by now. Thimble has come so far. I'm so proud of her. She seems to be growing up some. Oh, those are the calling birds. I'm wittering on again. Yes, thank you very much. I'm going to have to go. I'm going to have to try and navigate these geometric storms. Goodness me. Who knows what's going to happen next? I should probably get back to a hailstorm. Anyway, hope you take care out there. And remember, we're always around you. Just don't stop believing. Especially in you.